Okay, so this meeting is now being recorded, and I would just like to say hello, welcome. My name is Ms. Stokes, and I'm the instructor for History 2111. I have two sections of this class. Both of them are taught fully online. And so what we're going to do today, and every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we're going to meet in this live session. And I intend for this to be, I intend for this not to take up too much of your time. For the first 30 minutes, I'm going to go over some kind of content, something important that has to do with the class. And then the remaining 30 minutes is just going to be question and answer. So after 30 minutes, after I give the okay, everybody can leave if you want. If you want to stay and ask questions, you can. But my intent in doing this is that only holding you up for 30 minutes. I feel like these sessions are important because this is a fully online class, and a lot of times, as well as I think I have my instructions written, that's not always the case. And so I know this because I get a lot of questions from students, and so sometimes I do actually go in and rewrite them. So this is your opportunity to meet with me in real time. However, I also understand that this is an online class and that you might not be able to make it every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. That's perfectly fine, because I record these sessions and I'll post the recording link in our course. And I know people are still coming in, and that's fine. If I have not said hello to you yet, hello. I'm muting everybody when they come in. And the reason for this is because things tend to get really noisy if I don't have the microphones muted. However, if you want to talk, I'm fine with that. Just let me know. Type something in the chat box, and I can unmute your mic. Or if you just want to correspond through the chat box, that's fine as well. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started with tonight. One of the things that I want to tell you is a couple of things. First of all, these live sessions, whether you attend live or listen to the recording, and you can do either one, will be part of your grade. I'm going to have a column under the class activities. And so I would like to see that everybody attends these, or at least listens to the recording. Like I said before, I realize not everybody can stop what they're doing at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I get it. But at some point, I do want you to listen to the recording. And since I intend for these sessions, the really important part for everybody, because I want these to be only 30 minutes, the rest of the class period, if you will, can just be for question and answers. So Tucker is asking, does this work? It is working, Tucker. So what I'm going to do right now is share my desktop, because I want to take a look at our course. So hold on one second while I share the desktop. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is, and people are still coming in, and that's perfectly fine. If you're just getting in, just know that this is being recorded, so you really haven't missed too much yet. I'm just going to go through this PowerPoint real quick. So what we're going to do tonight is just take a tour of our course and look at the syllabus. So if you guys, hopefully, if you have any questions, you can type those in the chat box and I can respond to them. I'm going to show you where the text is, the textbook. There is no cost for this course. We're using an online textbook, and anything else that you need, I'm going to provide. And the reason I do that is because I was once a student where you are, and I didn't like paying a lot of money for textbooks. I didn't. And so the textbooks that I was using, actually, the textbook I was using, you could get it off Amazon for $16, which I didn't think was too bad to ask students to go and spend $16. But then they told me, they being people at CSU, told me that I could not direct students to Amazon anymore. They had to buy the book through the bookstore. And I said, well, okay, well, how much is it through the bookstore? And they said $90. And I said, no, no, I won't do that. So I don't do that. So we are using an online textbook, and anything else that you need, like I said, I will provide. We will have these live sessions every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And as I explained before, if you cannot make it at 7, that's fine. They're recorded. However, I will reveal something during the session, the first 30-minute session, that you will need to either answer a quiz question, or I will reveal a discussion question based on this. I have lots of ideas of how to do this. So are your live sessions graded? Yes, sort of. Okay. But I'm not taking attendance as far as keeping a record of everybody who's here, or even really who listens to the recordings. Okay, I'll just know if you can't answer the question that I post. And we do have a question in this week's quiz, and the quiz opens at 8 o'clock tonight after this is over. And so when you take the quiz, you'll come up with this question, and if you've been here tonight, or if you've listened to the recording, you'll be able to answer that. Okay. I don't know if somebody tried to, let's see, did somebody, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Oh, Tucker, to everyone. Oh, well, Tucker, I think you're thanking me for the free book, and you're welcome. So I will show you that free book in just a moment. Okay, so that's what the live sessions are about. The Service Learning Project. Now, we're going to learn history in here to 1865. So we will go all the way through the Civil War. We will win or lose the Civil War, depending on how you look at it. But the Civil War will be over, and then we will end this course, okay? So there is that portion of learning chronological history. This happened, and that happened, and this person and that person, okay? There's that part of it. The other part of it is I'm going to ask everyone in the class to do a service learning project. And so you're saying to yourself, oh gosh, what's that? Well, I hope that you find it rewarding and fulfilling, and not something that roll your eyes you have to do, okay? It's just going to be extra work. What I'm going to ask you to do, and this will actually commence after midterm, okay? So right now, between now and about October 2nd, 1st or 2nd, we're just going to be talking about the Service Learning Project, okay? I'm going to give you all the information you need on the Service Learning Project. But the actual required things to turn in for the Service Learning Project, that won't happen until after October, okay? So it's not something that you have to start scratching your head and worrying about right now. Although, if you want to go ahead and start on yours, that's fine. Let me explain to you what the Service Learning Project is. Hopefully you can see this PowerPoint slide that I have here. Okay, the Service Learning Project is going to be where you go out and perform 5 hours of community service based on one of these 3 groups. These groups are topics that we will be covering in history in this course. And so based on your interest, you will choose one of these 3 groups. Now you're going to be put in groups, but this is not a group project. The only reason I'm putting you in groups is because you will be with like-minded people, okay? But everybody's going to do their own work. because believe me, I've had group work before too, okay? I know how that works. So your work or your grade is not going to be dependent on somebody else, but you're going to be in a group. You'll either choose one of these three based on, like I said, your interest. Uh-oh, my internet connection's unstable. Hope that this works. Okay. And based on this, you're going to go and find a service learning or a community service or volunteer experience that you're going to undertake for 5 hours, okay? And then you're just all you're going to do is write about your experience. And I have to tell you that every time I've ever done this project, students absolutely love it. They have a good time with it. They get into it and whatnot. So I think this will be something that you really enjoy, okay? An added bonus for this is that the week that you do your service learning, you get to exempt that week's assignments, as long as it's not the final exam or the midterm exam. It won't be the final exam because you have to complete it before then, but as long as it's not the midterm exam. So that's kind of a bonus. That's kind of my gift to you, saying, okay, if you go and you spend 5 hours this week doing something, some kind of community service, I'll cut you a little bit of a break on the assignments for that week. But you're also still responsible for knowing the material, okay? But for the midterm, okay? And I know this might sound a little bit confusing to you right now, and you're not sure of all the details, and maybe you're going to start to have questions, and that's fine. But you don't need to know it all right now, okay? Just know that this is something that you're going to do this semester, and it's going to be something probably that you really like, okay? So there's that. Does anybody have any questions so far while I transition to our course? I will post the documents for the service learning project. I'll post those in their own little module in our course. Now, hopefully you can see this right here. This is our course homepage. Can somebody type something in the chat box and just let me know if you can see this or not? Just type something in the chat box. Say, yeah, I see it. Yay, okay, all right. Just want to make sure you guys are still there. There's a chat right there. What are the tests going to be like? Oh, okay. Are we going to need a video camera? Well, you mean a video camera for the service learning project? You might, or you could use your phone for the service learning project. The tests are going to be multiple choice, true, false, matching, that kind of thing. I generally, sometimes I give short answer assignments, but usually not on tests, okay? Let me go over this week's assignments, okay? So here's our homepage right here. And let me just say that I teach 2 sections of this class. So you may be in VO2, but then again, you may be in VO1, okay? And if you ever correspond with me, whether it be through text or through email, if you could tell me if you're in O1 or O2, that would really be helpful. And you'll see whether you're in O1 or O2 when you look at your homepage, okay? And one of the things I would like for you to help me do is, because these modules open up each week, I noticed when I went into one of the classes this afternoon, one of the modules was not even open. So it hasn't been open all week. So I thought, wow, okay. So usually somebody would have told me by now, but hopefully that won't happen again. This is our course homepage. One of the things that you need to pay attention to is this announcements widget right here, because I will update this weekly and I will tell you important stuff like our first live session, okay? So make sure you're looking at that, okay? To work the course and to learn U.S. history, you want to come up here to content, okay? Click on content. And this might look a little bit different because I'm in an instructor view. In fact, actually, I think I should probably go to view as a student. That way we see exactly what you're seeing. All right. So when I talk about modules, I'm talking about this table of contents. Right here is the Start Here orientation module. You've all probably already worked through this. I'm in the process of grading your assignments from last week, which so far they're really good. I have a great group of students. I know that already. But the files that you see right here are things that you can click on to find out what you need to do. Okay, and I'll just pull up the syllabus really quick. Here's my contact information. This number right here, you can also text me. You can call me, but a lot of times, just like you, I respond quicker to a text, okay, than I do really anything else, okay? This syllabus gives you all kinds of information, okay? Here is a link to your history book, okay, the OpenStax. And so if I open this up in another tab, then you get this right here, okay? And then you can just come here to the table of contents, and that kind of tells you what we are reviewing. We are only going up to, oh, well, we are going, okay. We're only going up to this one right here, chapter 15. We won't go to that. Okay, so that works, right? That's where you're going to get the bulk of your knowledge of U.S. history. Let's see. It's regular stuff, should read it. It's very important. Course policies. If you have a disability, need some kind of accommodations, please go by the Center for Accommodation and Access. But even if you can't get by there, if you think you need some kind of accommodations, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do that. Course attendance policy. This is important, guys. If you miss 2 full weeks worth of work, okay, I mean, you don't turn in anything because the weeks open week to week. They open on Monday morning, they close the following Sunday. If you miss assignments in 2 weeks, right, you're dropped from the class. Okay, so make sure you don't miss anything. And I don't accept late work. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have 44 students in each class. If people were turning in late work, I wouldn't keep up with anything, okay? Lots of really good information. You're going to want to tear through this, okay, and really read it. Okay, so right here, down here, the graded activities, here are those class activities, your primary source discussions, all of that. See that service learning project? It's worth 35%. So don't ignore the service learning project, okay? It's really going to be good. And I'm going to talk a lot more about it, and it's not even going to get started until after October, okay? So don't freak out about it. Don't worry about it, but it's really going to be good, okay? Here is a schedule of the topics that we're going to be covering and your OpenStax chapters, like this chapter 1 and 2 right here that we're doing right now. If you come over here, see, let's go up. Chapter 1 and 2, okay? All right. Let's see. And I've got the weeks here of what we're doing and when. Okay, and then the grading. Okay, so that is our syllabus. So if I come back over here to table of contents, and I'm just going right there. So our first module right here is because I know I'm running out of time, is the Part 1-3 Worlds Meet. Okay, that's our unit that we're studying. We're first going to look at colonization, colonizing America. So what I intend to do is provide some video lectures, if you will, to kind of go along with your reading. So most of these are, I don't know, maybe about 20 minutes. So try to watch those if you can. If I click right here on this overview, there. Here's some more information about what we're doing in this unit, in this Colonizing America, here's the link to the Zoom link for this week, okay? Also, here are your links to your chapter readings for OpenStax. That's our online textbook. And then you have direct links to the assignments. So for this week, we're going to do a primary source discussion. We're going to do a Dropbox assignment, and we're going to do a quiz. Okay, and the quiz will be on the readings and maybe even the lectures. The quizzes aren't going to be that bad. I mean, I don't even think they're 10 questions. Okay. So if I click on this primary source discussion, Colonizing America, you get a page not found. Okay, I'll fix that. Okay, so what you can do is there is a discussion. You can come here to communications and then go to discussions. I'll fix the link, guys. Okay, and then right here, this is a little wordy. Okay, it's a long document, primary source document that you have to read. But here are 3 questions. Okay, somebody asked earlier, if you have to, what does that say, February 9th? I tell you, I'm batting 1,000, guys. I don't think I can do this. Because I'm in as a student. No, I'm not. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, I will put when you have to make your initial post, and then when you can make the responded to classmates. And yes, I make you start a thread before you can read and reply to others. Well, that's just because if I don't do that, then you'll just go in and read what everybody else wrote and then make your own. I know you. Okay. Okay, so I need to hurry up. So that's our primary source discussion. Okay, so by Saturday, the 24th, you need to have, do we have to answer all of these? And answer 3 questions. Okay. Based on the primary source document, you should be able to make a pretty good response here. What I'm looking for, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not checking my chat. Can we cite sources? Okay, yes. Okay, somebody asked that. Thank you, Jasmine. And a specific word count. I knew somebody was going to ask that. Okay, for citing sources, Jasmine, I would like for you to use whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, if you're comfortable with MLA, that's fine. If you're comfortable with APA, that's fine. I just really want you to cite ideas that are not your own, and of course cite things that you get from somewhere else. Okay. Is there a specific word count we need to reach for the discussions? At this time, I'm going to say I would just like for you to answer the question and then give a thorough response to somebody. But if all I see is a lot of, yeah, that was a good post, you know, if you don't add something to your responses, then I'm going to have to impose a word count. So for this week, I say no. Let's see how you do. If I have to in the future, I will, and it will be posted here. Okay? So that's our discussion. And you won't necessarily have an assignment, a quiz, and a discussion every week. Okay? This week you do. Okay? So under the assignments tab right here is the assignment drop. See, somebody's already answered it right there. So if we look at this, all you have to do is click on this. Okay? Here I do 3 to 5 sentences, okay? So there are 8 questions, and this is all based on your chapter readings from OpenStax and the lectures that I provided. There's no script. Let's see what that says. Are the quizzes that open after the live chat over what you've talked about or over the reading? Both. Both, yes. There will be something that we talk about in the live session on the quiz. Okay, there will be something in there. And really, I really want you guys to come to the live session if you can. And if you can't, I want you to listen to the recording. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing that, okay? So, But I'm all about easing into this. I really would like for you guys to get used to the flow of things, of how this course works before the stakes are really high and I start, just slapping you around. I won't do that. Okay. So really this week's, that's kind of the reason why I gave you an assignment, a discussion, and a quiz. Okay. But I would like for you to read the chapter readings. I would like for you to read the primary source discussion, and complete the assessment. And I'll fix those links because they're not linking back. I only have about 3 minutes before the first 30 minutes is up. If you need to, and I'll fix these, your assessments are linked right here. And if you have come to this session a little bit after I have, or in the middle of this, the first 30 minutes is going to be about the course content, me covering something. The last 30 minutes is just going to be for you to ask questions. Does the assignment Converging Cultures need to be in Word documents? Yeah, well, okay. Thank you, Cody, for asking that, because that's a really good question. I just need to be able to read whatever you send me, okay? Most of the time, Google Docs does not work very well, but you can change a Google Doc to a PDF file, okay? So it doesn't, I'm not locking you into a Word document or a PDF file or something. Actually, to be honest with you, you can handwrite it and take a picture of it and upload the picture. As long as I can read it, I'm fine, all right? Because this isn't a class about how you can upload something, okay? This is just, I just need to be able to read your work. If I cannot read your work, if you send me something and I can't open it for whatever reason, or I can't read it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 0. And then I'm going to put in the comments, and this is something else, guys. Everything you turn into me, make sure you get a grade for it. Now, give me some time to grade it, okay? Don't turn it in and then turn around and send me an email saying, where's my grade? You laugh, but people do it, okay? But make sure you get a grade for it. Make sure you read the comments. I put comments on things, okay? Because I really do look at your stuff. So read those comments, okay? If you turn in something to me and I can't open it, I'm going to give you a 0, and I'm going to put in the comments, I couldn't open this, or I couldn't read this. You have 2 school days to get it into me, and I'll grade it, okay? I'll take it, all right? If you never read the comments, then that 0 is sitting out there, and then next thing you know, 2 or 3 weeks have passed by, and you didn't read the comments, and now you have a 0, and you're crying because you have a 0. Well, no, not crying, but you're upset, okay? Any other questions about things like that? I think that that's probably all I have time for if I'm sticking to my 30-minute rule. And so I'm not going to keep you. I hope you guys watch this video right here with Trevor Noah. It's really funny. Okay, it's a little blurry, but it's funny. He's a really good comedian, but it's kind of funny about colonization, but it's not funny, really, when you think about it. So at this time, it's 7:30. I'm not going to keep you any longer than I have to, but I want to thank you all for coming, and please come next week too. The reason I say that is because people come, the first week, and then they don't come anymore. But thank you. Thank you for coming. You are free to go if you like. If you want to stay and ask questions, that's fine. I'll be here for the next 30 minutes. And just know that there's going to be more information coming about that service learning project. And now I'm in a spot where I can see the chat box, so if anybody wants to type something in. Everything is due Saturday night. Well, not so, no. Anna Rose, and we're still recording here, I think. Yeah, we're still recording. No, Anna Rose Goldman, everything is not due Saturday night. What's due Saturday night is your initial response to the discussion. Everything else is due, always due at 11:59 on Sunday. Okay, what is the info question you had for us that is on the quiz? Okay, very good, Stedman. The info is list 2 things that you learned in the live session. All right, that's just kind of a, because it really was just a review or an orientation more like. So that's all I want you to do, Stedman. Thank you for asking. Anna Rose, are you okay on the time? Am I on campus? I'd like to say hi at least once. Okay, I'd like for you to say hi, Tucker. I do have an office at Frank Brown Hall. The office number is 2022. So if you would like to stop by and say hello, I would love for you to do that. I'm not there, well, I'm there most of the time. I'm not there on Fridays. I'm there only Monday afternoons, and I'm not there on Fridays. But the rest of the week, I'm there 8 to 5. Does anybody else have a question for me? Are you, oh, 2022 is my office number, 2022 Frank Brown Hall. Hey, I think somebody came in. Hi, Clayton. Did you just come in, or have you been here? I can't believe nobody has a question about the service learning project. Did I do a good enough job of calming your fears and letting you know that it's not going to be that big of a deal? Okay, what you're going to do with that project, so with the service learning project, there's 3 documents you're going to turn in to me. You're going to choose something to do for one, okay? And then, how many pages? Oh boy. That's a really good question, Cody. I don't know how many pages it is. But there are 3. Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad you're confused, Seth, because I haven't given you a whole lot to. Yes, let me share my desktop again, because it'll be easier if I share the little PowerPoint. I got to move us all over here. All right, so this service learning project, this right here, like I said before, what's going to happen is you're going to choose one of these groups. You're either going to be a part of Culture Club, Civic Responsibility, or Reformers. Okay, and I even give a little scenario as to why somebody would choose either of these groups. Okay. Hold on. Extra credit? There's no extra credit. No extra credit. Okay, so once you choose one of these groups, you're choosing this group based on your interest. Now, you know you have to do 5 hours of community service. So the only question is, what kind of community service do you want to do? Do you want to do something where you're working with a group of people who are different from you? Maybe you want to go and hand out flyers at the Hispanic Heritage Month Festival. I don't even know if this is just an example, okay? Maybe you want to volunteer at an interfaith festival, something like that. Maybe you want to step out of your comfort zone and you want to go and do something that's just completely different from you, okay? You want to work with another culture, okay? So maybe that's what's interesting to you. So you would join this club, okay? Maybe you are just the kind of person who just, hey, I just want to make my community a better place, all right? That's what the Constitution says I should do as a responsible citizen, is go out and do, that's what I want to do. So those kind of things, it's kind of a catch-all. This is going to be, maybe you can walk dogs at paws, okay? Or maybe even teach a small group of people a skill, Okay, maybe you know how to learn, maybe you know how to play the guitar. So you're going to teach some neighborhood kids how to play the guitar, something like that. Okay, then you would join this civic responsibility group. Okay, the reformers group right here, these are folks who see a need in society, and they decide they want to go out and they want to do something to change this. They see homeless people and they want to go out and work at a food bank, or they want to make sandwiches and go hand them out to homeless people. Okay, so then they would be under the reformers group right here. Now, the whole idea of this service learning project is to link whatever you're doing back to some kind of course objective or concept that we are learning in history. And so what I do here is I give you those course objectives that we are learning. Like here, if you're in the Culture Club, we're going to look at the different components of American society that include elements of the different cultures that come in to the United States, that make up the United States, okay? So while you're handing out flyers at the Hispanic Heritage Month Festival, okay, you will be interacting with Hispanics, and maybe they're different from you. So you're going to learn something about them, and then you're going to make the connection, right, that, well, people from Native America, okay, or the Spanish that came over to the New World, some of their culture still lingers today. And so here I am, I'm helping this Hispanic Heritage Festival, and I'm interacting with these people. So you're going to make a connection with history hopefully by doing this. Same thing with the civic responsibility, okay? People here, maybe they are just interested in making the community a better place by involving themselves through with certain duties and responsibilities. So they want to do something to help their community, like support PAWS, okay? So you will make that connection that way, okay? And same thing with the reformers. What else can I say about this? So once you do this, once you decide which group you're going to be in, once you get an idea of what you're going to do, there are 3 documents or 3 assignments, if you will, that you're going to turn into me. First thing is going to be a participant diary, okay? And what this is while you're doing your service learning, whatever it is, you're walking dogs at PAWS, you're going to be writing down everything that you're doing, okay? You're going to be writing down your feelings about how you feel about doing it. Are you feeling good about being out and doing this, or are you, not feeling good about it? I hope that's not the case. Then the second thing you're going to turn into me is while you're doing your service learning, you're going to be taking pictures or a video or both, okay? So it doesn't exclusively have to be a video, but it can be just pictures of you doing this service learning project. And then the third thing you're going to turn into me is a series of discussion questions that allow you to reflect on this experience. And the whole purpose behind this experience, and when I talk in depth about the service learning project at another live session, I'm going to say this, the whole purpose behind this project is to help engage you with learning history, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are in this history class because you have to be, right? Some of you may be history majors, and that's great. But the truth is the majority of you are probably not. And so you're going to be a nurse, or you're going to be an engineer, or you're going to be something else, sports, medicine, whatever, okay? And the reason you're taking this history class is because it's part of your core. And so it might not be as interesting to you because of that. And so what I'm trying to do is give you something that helps pique your interest in being in this class and learning history. That's the long answer to your question. I see you've chatted with me one more time. Let me see. Okay. Yes, that's a great question. How do we let you know that we are doing our project during a certain week so you know that we are exempt from that week's assignment? That's great. I'm going to have something set up in Cougar View that allow you to, don't email me. God, no, Tucker. Tucker, please don't email me. You have no idea. I have 44 students in each class. If every one of you emailed me, my email would blow up. No, I'm going to have something in place where you can show me that you're doing your service learning project and therefore you are not turning in your assignments that week. For example, one of the things you might turn in is your participant diary, right? Because that's the one document that you're writing as you are doing your service learning. So for, say it was this week, I would have a Dropbox set up and it would be for the participant diary, and you would say, Ms. Stokes, I did my participant diary. I did my 5 hours of community service, and here's my participant diary, and therefore I am then exempt from this week's assignment, the assignment, the discussion, and the quiz. And then I would say, okay, I see that. It's all complete. I will exempt you from those assignments. Tucker, you can email me anytime you like or text me at the number. I didn't mean to say don't email me. So who else has a question? It is. It's very much more effective. So there's going to be the participant diary, and I'll have all this spelled out in the service learning module when I open it. Participant diary, the presentation, or what they're calling the auto photography presentation, and then the discussion questions, service learning discussion questions. You can contact me anytime. I'm going to be here every week at 7 o'clock. But if you have questions about the course or about this service learning project, feel free to text me or email me anytime. I promise you're going to like it. That's a great question, Emma. You will, when I give you your discussion questions, you're going to answer those discussion questions with your group, okay? You'll do the initial post and responded to classmates, that kind of thing, okay? One of the reasons I put students in groups and let them talk to each other is because I have found that when students are in these groups and they start talking about what they're doing for their service learning project, other students get ideas about what to do. So I may say something, I may put you in groups and then say, tell your group members what you're going to do for your service learning project, or give 2 ideas that you have to do a service learning project because you're in this particular group. You're in culture club, right? So based on the culture club guidelines, what are you going to do? And that way it just gives everybody ideas on how to, different ideas on how they can, service learning project or community service that they can perform. But it's not a, your work is not dependent on anybody else. My dog's scratching at the door. Okay, Tucker, thank you. Thank you for coming, and I hope you come back. The first live session, oh, so many people show up for it, and then it's crickets for the rest of the semester. So I hope you guys come back. Hey, Cody. No, no, I do not require proctors. And here's, I don't. I do some things with the test that helps prevent some of the things that proctors are needed. You only have about, I don't know, for like the midterm and the final exam, I don't give a lot of time to answer questions. It's not like you have 5 hours to answer the question, in other words. So I just kind of feel like either you know it or you don't. And the majority of your work in this class is things that you do, at home, or, everything you do is at home, but things that you do, when you have the materials right in front of you, it's your class assignments. Let me pull all that up. Oh gosh, where is it? Right here. There's not a lot of weight put on the midterm and the final. It's only 15%. A lot of weight put on the primary source discussions. So, yeah. Answer your question, no. Yes, it will. Yes, Brianna. The recording will be, as soon as I get it, I'll put it right on Cougar View. Of course, if there's something I can answer for you now, just, you can ask. Emma, will the Cody, thank you. Well, he's gone now. Sorry. Will the final be during one of the last weeks of class, like usual? Separate day a week for it. That's a really good question. Let's see. What do I have down here? December 2 through 8. Normally, what I do, Emma, is I don't open it for just one day. I have a range of days that I open it. Now, once you start the test, you maybe only have an hour, okay? But I open it for the whole, like, it's almost like you can take it anytime between the 2nd and the 8th, because that's when I have final exam written there. So you can take it on any of those days. But like I said, once you open it, then you only have an hour to take the test. So you don't, it's not like you have 5 days, you know, to get the test done. Once you open it, then it's timed. So does that answer your question? Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming next week. Clayton, you're kind of quiet out there. Stop sharing. Oh, you're just listening? Is there anything I can go over for you, Clayton? Anything you want to know about? I don't know if you caught it, but in this week's quiz, there's a question that says, name 2 things that you learned in the live session. So, which is pretty easy for this week. I wanted to make it easy. Yes, as soon as I get it downloaded or it does whatever it needs to do, I'll post it in the class. I was going kind of fast because 30 minutes goes faster than I realized. But I primarily wanted to just kind of go over the syllabus and show people how to get to the content. I do have those links I need to fix. Things happen when you copy from one course to another. So I can fix those real quick. But yes, to answer your question, as soon as that recording gets made, I will post it in CooperView. Oh, thank you. Thank you for agreeing to come next week.